What if your town was cursed for centuries, and every few years, the evil came back to claim new lives? Welcome to Shadyside, where murder isn't just in the past, it's part of the town's identity. In this video, we're diving deep into Fear Street, Part 1, 1994, the chilling first part of a twisted horror trilogy based on the books by R.L. Stine. But this isn't your typical teen slasher. It blends bloody horror with real emotion, layered characters, and a mystery that goes far beyond what most people realize. Set in the year 1994, in a town that's used to death, this story begins with a shock and only gets darker from there. We'll break down the full plot, uncover hidden details you probably missed, explain how the curse works, and explore the characters whose lives are torn apart by something ancient and evil. Stick with us until the end to find out how one single moment, one drop of blood, triggers chaos that no one in Shadyside could stop, even if they wanted to. Welcome to Movies Review, your go-to channel for smart, spooky, and suspense-filled movie breakdowns. If you love thrilling stories and chilling twists, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And join us for more. Shadyside isn't your ordinary small town. It's a place where people whisper about death like it's just part of everyday life. Nicknamed the murder capital of the US, Shadyside has a brutal past filled with endless tragedy. Over the years, its citizens have watched as normal people, students, friends, neighbors, suddenly snap and commit horrifying acts of violence. These aren't random crimes. They follow a disturbing pattern that stretches back generations. Every few decades, someone loses their mind and becomes a cold-blooded killer, slaughtering innocent people before being stopped, usually by force. What's even stranger is that just across the way lies another town, Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale is the exact opposite of Shadyside. It's clean, peaceful, wealthy, and seems to live under a constant sunbeam of good luck. No tragedies, no massacres, no curses. The divide between the two towns is more than economic. It feels spiritual, almost as if one is cursed and the other is blessed. Many people in Shadyside believe their town is haunted by an ancient evil. A name often repeated in low tones is Sarah Fear, a witch from the 1600s who was supposedly hanged for black magic. Legend says she placed a curse on Shadyside before her death, and ever since, horror has returned in waves. Fear Street. Part 1 throws us straight into this cursed world without any warm-up. From the first minute, the town's bloody legacy hits you like a punch to the gut. A teenage girl working at a bookstore in the mall is stalked and killed in cold blood by someone she knew, not a monster, not a stranger, but a friend. When the killer is finally taken down by police, the town breathes a momentary sigh of relief. But everyone knows this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Another chapter in Shadyside's long, bloody history has been written, and it won't be the last. Shadyside isn't your ordinary small town. It's a place where people whisper about death like it's just part of everyday life. Nicknamed the murder capital of the US, Shadyside has a brutal past filled with endless tragedy. Over the years, its citizens have watched as normal people, students, friends, neighbors, suddenly snap and commit horrifying acts of violence. These aren't random crimes. They follow a disturbing pattern that stretches back generations. Every few decades, someone loses their mind and becomes a cold-blooded killer, slaughtering innocent people before being stopped, usually by force. What's even stranger is that just across the way lies another town, Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale is the exact opposite of Shadyside. It's clean, peaceful, wealthy, and seems to live under a constant sunbeam of good luck. No tragedies, no massacres, no curses. The divide between the two towns is more than economic. It feels spiritual, almost as if one is cursed and the other is blessed. Many people in Shadyside believe their town is haunted by an ancient evil. A name often repeated in low tones is Sarah Fear, a witch from the 1600s who was supposedly hanged for black magic. Legend says she placed a curse on Shadyside before her death, and ever since, horror has returned in waves. Fear Street. Part 1 throws us straight into this cursed world without any warm-up. From the first minute, the town's bloody legacy hits you like a punch to the gut. A teenage girl working at a bookstore in the mall is stalked and killed in cold blood by someone she knew. Not a monster, not a stranger, but a friend. When the killer is finally taken down by police, the town breathes a momentary sigh of relief. But everyone knows this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Another chapter in Shadyside's long, bloody history has been written, and it won't be the last. The movie wastes no time setting the tone. That opening mall murder isn't just meant to shock you. It's the signal that something ancient and sinister has returned. The killer, who wears a skeleton mask, isn't possessed by a demon or monster. He's just a normal teenager. Someone who smiled days before, now slashing his way through victims like he's lost his soul. When the police shoot him dead, they think it's over. But viewers know this is only the start. Right after this event, we meet our main character, Deena. She's a high school student with a rebellious heart and a tough exterior, but deep inside, she's hurting. Her recent breakup with her girlfriend Sam has left her angry, confused, and lost. Sam has now moved to Sunnyvale, making the emotional gap feel even wider. The tension between Shadyside and Sunnyvale is boiling. At a memorial for the murdered mall girl, teens from both towns clash. Emotions explode into fights. Pain turns into hate. While returning home, Sam and her new boyfriend from Sunnyvale get into a car crash caused by Deena and her friends. During the crash, Sam is thrown into the woods and begins to bleed near a strange patch of dirt. This isn't any regular ground. It's the resting place of Sarah Fire, the witch who supposedly cursed Shadyside. And when Sam's blood touches the grave, it stirs something. Something dead, something watching. From that moment, Sam begins seeing terrifying visions. And worse, the skeleton-masked killer comes back from the dead. But he's not alone. What follows next is a terrifying realization. Sam's blood has triggered the return of multiple killers from Shadyside's long, violent past. These aren't hallucinations. These are real, walking murderers from different decades, each one known for a specific massacre. There's the axe-wielding camp killer, the milkman slasher, the little girl with a creepy mask. They don't care about anyone else. They want one thing, Sam. Deena, her younger brother Josh, and their friends Kate and Simon soon become part of this nightmare. At first, they think they're just running from a killer, but then they watch as these murderers come back from gunshots and burns. They don't die, they keep coming. The group begins to understand the terrifying truth. This is supernatural. The curse is real, and Sam is its target. While Josh uses his obsession with Shadyside's history to track patterns, the others try to survive. They hide, they fight. But no matter what they do, the killers keep finding them. Eventually, they come up with a bold, terrifying idea. Years ago, a survivor named C. Berman apparently managed to stop the curse by dying, just for a few minutes, then coming back to life. Deena and the others decide to try the same. They plan to kill Sam and bring her back. This part of the movie is where emotions run high. Deena and Sam are no longer just scared teens. They're two people fighting for their love in a world that wants to rip them apart. The group builds a plan to overdose Sam, then revive her using adrenaline. It's dangerous, it's painful, but it's their only shot. While setting up the plan in a grocery store, the group tries to distract the killers. It works, but not without a terrible cost. Kate, the lively cheerleader who was always cracking jokes, is brutally killed, her head pushed through a bread slicer. Simon follows soon after. These aren't soft deaths. The movie doesn't shy away from blood, but more than that, it doesn't shy away from emotion. These two characters had been the heart of the group, and their sudden, gruesome deaths hit hard. Meanwhile, Deena goes through with the plan. She kills Sam, drowning her in a tank. When that fails, she uses drugs. And finally, just in time, she brings her back. The killers vanish. The curse seems broken, but the victory doesn't last long. Sam begins acting strange. Her eyes go cold. Her voice changes. Something inside her has shifted. The movie ends with a chilling moment. Sam attacking Deena. She's possessed. And as Deena ties her up and calls C. Berman for help, the screen fades, leaving us with one clear message. This story isn't over. Fear Street. Part 1 isn't just scary, it's deeply human. The characters are more than horror movie stereotypes. They feel real, broken, and worth rooting for. Deena is our main hero. She's emotional, angry, and brave. Her love for Sam drives every decision she makes. She isn't perfect, and that's what makes her work so well. Sam Mai, the girl caught in the middle of it all, shows how fear, guilt, and love can mix. She wants to move on, but she's being dragged into something older and darker than she can imagine. Josh. Deena's younger brother is the brain. He's obsessed with the dark history of Shadyside, and it's his knowledge that gives them hope. His quiet courage makes him unforgettable. Kate and Simon Faye start as comic relief, but as the story goes on, they reveal deeper layers, especially Kate, who's smart and tough under pressure. Their deaths are tragic, not just because of the gore, but because we care about them by then. This focus on character is one of the movie's biggest strengths. In a world full of slasher cliches, these teens feel fresh. Under the Blood and Screams, Fear Street. Part 1, 1994, is telling a bigger story. It's about pain, trauma, and the past that never really leaves us. The curse is more than a ghost story. It's a symbol of how one generation's pain can infect the next. The movie also explores a love and loyalty, especially between Deena and Sam. Their bond shows how strong relationships can survive even the worst curses. There's a clear divide between the rich and the broken. Sunnyvale's perfection makes Shadyside's misery even worse. One town rises while the other sinks. It's not just spooky, it's social commentary. And then there's hunting identity at figuring out who you are, who you love, and how you survive when everything around you is falling apart. These themes give the movie heart and make it more than just a scare fest. Fear Street. Part 1 nails its setting. Everything screams 1994. The music, the clothes, the neon lights. Old school tracks from 9 Inch Nails and Garbage play in the background, reminding older viewers of the era and giving younger ones a taste of it. The film is a stylish blend of slasher horror and teen drama. It doesn't rely only on jump scares. It builds tension through pacing, light, and shadows. The killers are genuinely frightening, not just because of how they look, but because of what they represent. The curse made real. Every killer is a piece of Shadyside's history, coming back to haunt the living. That's a smart twist, because it means the town's biggest enemy is its own past. Fear Street. Part 1, 1994, delivers a wild, emotional, and bloody ride. It combines mystery, horror, and real heart in ways that surprise you. The deaths are shocking, the twists are smart, and the cliffhanger makes sure you're hooked for Part 2. What truly stands out is how the movie balances slasher fun with deeper themes. You feel for the characters, you care what happens, and that's rare in horror. It's not perfect. Some parts feel like classic horror tropes. The curse's rules can be unclear, but none of that breaks the experience. If anything, it adds to the mystery. This movie sets up a thrilling story, and by the time it ends, you'll want answers. Who really was Sarah Fire? Why is Shadyside cursed? And can anyone truly survive the evil that's been waiting for centuries? Fear Street Part 1. 1994 is a fun and frightening ride that brings the slasher genre back with style. If you're a fan of old-school horror like Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer, this movie hits all the right notes: gory kills, creepy killers, and teens fighting to survive. But what makes it special is the emotional layer underneath. The mix of horror and teen drama gives the story heart. You're not just watching characters scream, you're watching them struggle with love, fear, identity, and loyalty. And that connection makes every moment hit harder. The 90s vibe is rich with nostalgia, and the music, fashion, and atmosphere keep the tone fun even when things get dark. By the time the movie ends, with a shocking cliffhanger, you're left wanting more. The curse isn't over, the danger is growing, and the story is far from finished. This is just the first part of a trilogy that promises even more twists, scares, and answers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth movie reviews and summaries. We've got the next parts of the Fear Street trilogy coming soon, and trust us, you don't want to miss what happens next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.